Greetings and welcome to the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. I'll let you know when. All right, I was rushed off my feet. There was so much I had to say today and so many things going on, and woo! Sometimes I can't keep up with it all. Welcome, welcome. I am your hostess, Laura the Goddess, coming to you from Here's What I Heard, the channel in which you are watching right now on, let's see, we're on Odysee, we are on YouTube, and we are on Rumble. It looks like everything seems to be working okay. I was having a little trouble with Odysee at first. It switched to number 36, and then it switched back to number 46. So, I don't know. Do I need to, like, delete some of the ones that are, like, down underneath? Those actually don't come up when I want to go live anymore, unless I go to uploads or oh no, when I go, actually after I do the show, I go to update that particular video, and usually I just upload it. I used to download it and then upload it again, and it's like, why do extra work? Excuse me. I still have to download it because I got to put it on BitChute, but it's just so much easier. Upload placeholders to end them. Oh, okay. Toasty, Lady Ninja. Teutonic, welcome. Toasty, welcome. Of course, Pastor Chatelet, thank you for the library coin. Appreciate y'all being here today. 451 Actual, my metal man. And of course, those are all my plugs. You guys know how to support the channel. I keep hearing contradicting stories. First of all, PayPal has decided to go ahead with the fines and everything like that. And then secondly, oh no, there's no possible way they could have done that. They had so much backlash on it. They are not going to do it. Well, if they do it secretly and then they start doing it to people, it won't spread for a while. So they'll get away with it until too many people have it happen to them and yada yada. I wouldn't put it past them. So I do have a PayPal, but you don't have to mess with it. In fact, Ko-fi comes highly recommended. I have that down there as well. Buy me a coffee. Pastor Chatelet recommends that highly. And of course, most of the time, Pastor Chatelet, if he recommends something, it's good to go. He does all of his research and gets all of his sauce on everything that he usually does. Trust him pretty much on that. Of course, the plugs I want to give out to everybody. Of course, I want to thank everybody for supporting me being here, etc. Let's see who else. Limited access. Welcome to the show. Thud. Badass Brad Allen. Welcome to the show. I appreciate y'all being here today. All right. 451 Actual, Pastor Chatelet. Red Dawn Radio. According to what I'm seeing here, he's not going to have a show on Monday. I hope everything is well with him. He's probably spending time with his children. DJ Brandrek, the Drunken Rocky, which is on after my show tonight, so make sure you go check out the White Pill, or whatever the hell they're calling it right now. Raynoth on Tuesdays, X-Truth, DJ Based, Racist / Dark Tranny, a.k.a. I found out his name is Kevin. 2 Minutes to Midnight, Magical Trevor, and of course, Rougarou! Aye, my friend, I know you're out there, or you'll be out there in a few minutes. Hello, Demon Goddess. Mwah. Thank you so much. I'm going to show you. Rougarou has been so awesome at this, taking care of us with the schedule. He's got an interactive schedule. Let's see. On air. Let's go to the on air. We got some guy from Maine. I don't know what he's doing. Let's see. What does he do? Oh, Thursday Night Techno. Okay. America Floats. And of course me. Here's What I Heard live calling talk show. Isn't America Floats hanging out with... Oh, no, that's not him tonight. Who is... Salty supposedly hanging out with Jeremy from the Quartering tonight. I don't know if that's over or not. Well, Space Pirate Yvonne, welcome to the show. I haven't seen you in a minute or two. Thank you so much for the donation. You get one of these. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I am actually still saving up for a new chair. I'm finding that the one that I really want that is going to last for a really long time is almost $900, and I'm like, no. And of course, if I don't buy it now, it's going to be $1,200 because of inflation. So I'm holding off until I find one that isn't quite so pricey. I'm not somebody that has to spend every dime. I try never to pay full price for anything if I can. That's the way the rich people do it. Right? All right, let's see. Oh, Mr. Tizo, welcome. He says that's over. Oh, gee, okay. I was going to say they started that about a half an hour before my show. I thought, oh, there goes my show. Everybody's going to be hanging out with Salty and Jeremy. But that's okay. Welcome to see you. I sound like Fetterman tonight. Is America Floats here tonight? Wonder if he got the seats. No, but he's live at the moment according to Rougarou's schedule of on-air personalities at this moment. When you delete all your real-life friends and replace them with internet shitposters whom you've never met, feels so good, man. Yep, gay pal. Quartering Salty is 383. Trevor space to share it. Wow. Oh, it's over with already. Okay. All right. Good. Y'all can be here with me. All right. Now, while I have everybody's attention real quick, I'm still waiting on, I guess nobody really wants to be on my show, which is fine. I'm not going to take offense, but I am offering, if you guys want to send me your stingers or you want to send me a commercial for my show or your show, my email is scrolling underneath me here. You can get it to me. I haven't heard from anyone yet, but that's okay. And, of course, this is also where you will call me and you can tell them like it is. Update on a subject. Let's see. Okay, first of all, I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to hang around very much. IRL stuff has really taken a lot of my time away from doing this. I'm also taking a break as well because of health reasons, etc. and etc. But it just seems like God seems to be leading me off of the internet a lot more than usual, which is not a problem. I go where He leads me. When you do it right. Thanks for calling. Okay, I'll read that in just a second, Wire. Where was I? Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure to remind you guys to make sure that you keep helping out American Citizen or Reverend Rant and of course Magical Trevor. They were involved in the hurricane in Florida. That stuff doesn't just go away in 2 or 3 days, you know what I'm saying, in 2 or 3 weeks. It takes a while to get stuff together. Since there's so much damage all at once too, it also takes companies and insurance companies and everything like that a while to get to everybody. Although they were able to rebuild the bridges that had been decimated within 2 weeks, which is amazing. And also shows that you can do something like that when you work together. All right, we're talking about PayPal here. We're working on your request. Wire just sent me something. Welcome to the show. We're working on your request. When you do it right, does it get any bigger? Thanks for letting us know you want to delete your PayPal account data. We've already confirmed your identity. Now we'll look at your account history and email you usually within 30 days. And email you within 30 days to let you know the status. Certain factors such as federal, state, and local laws can affect what data we can delete. You have rights and choices about how your personal data is collected, stored, used, and shared. You can find out more in our privacy statement. If you don't want to click on the link, please select privacy at the bottom of any paypal.com page. Okay. Does that mean, Wire, that you went to cancel the account with them? I've actually got 2 accounts with them. One of them has got so many restrictions on it, I don't really even use it that much except to pay for shipping through eBay. And actually, I don't even need to do that anymore. But they told me almost 10 years ago, or actually they told me about 2 years before the ACA went through, that because I didn't give them my social security number, which I'd never really ever made enough money to even report anything on there, ever. Never ever made more than $600 on my PayPal. But they now say that unless I give them my social security card or my social security number or some tax ID number, I can't ever close out that account. It's really weird. So PayPal has been an absolute need to use only basis, if absolutely no other form of payment or anything else that I could do. And like I say, eBay has severed themselves from PayPal. You can use PayPal, but they're not their sole. It used to be eBay said that you could only use PayPal. So I guess PayPal pissed them off pretty much too. Let's see. Got a new device. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. Hello, Russian butt. We're going to be talking about Mohap here in just a minute. They'll email you one of those 30 days saying we'll give you $10 to come back. Ha! No thanks. That's all they think, that our loyalty to their company, even though they're going to screw us with $2,500 if they deem that we're not saying the right things or whatever like that. Screw that. $10. That's an insult. It's an absolute insult. Screw you. $10 for your soul, basically. Okay, let's see. It's right. I know that, Space Pirate Ivan. $600 a year, not transaction. That's what I'm saying. I've never really made over $600 a year on PayPal ever, but they started asking me for my information and wouldn't let me close my account otherwise. In fact, I've told you, but last week, you weren't here last week, but one of the things I mentioned with PayPal before was that I had actually changed. I had closed out a bank account that they had on, and I had switched everything over, and they got some kind of a bill or something like that, and the bank actually allowed them to reopen this closed bank account that had been closed for almost a year to be able to. I got all kinds of late notices, or what is it, the overcharge notices and all this other stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at all these numbers, I was like, well, I closed that account a year ago. What the hell? How in the world does PayPal have jurisdiction over, what is it, Capital One when it comes to that? That account was closed. Oh, well, you signed this thing no matter what, and this and that, and the other. It's like, oh, please, just fix it. They did fix it, but it was like PayPal knew I had already switched all that shit over. In fact, I don't ever start doing anything else until I finished doing all of that stuff over. But then PayPal just went in and literally reopened an account for a bank in lieu of the bank. It was messed up. So yeah, PayPal's always been a absolutely necessity choice, if nothing else. Other than that. Yeah, actually, you say credit union. The Drunken Rocky says the credit union is the way to go. However, where I live, there isn't one, and the only one I can actually get into is the ones my parents are in, JSC, and that's, holy crap, that's about 75 miles away from me right now. I'd have to actually go down there and start an account. I could still do everything online afterwards, but then I'm not real. I don't really trust that shit either. Okay, all right. Welcome, Bruin Backhand. Welcome to the show. You're over there on YouTube. Quartering and salty. Yeah, actually, I saw that, and I'm having to do my own work here, so I really wanted to watch that, but I thought it would be, like I say, I thought it would go over into my show too, but thankfully it didn't. Welcome everyone again. Let me check my Rumble here. I can't see. Okay, Pastor Satellite just read me on Rumble. I was going to say, I've got all kinds of alternatives, especially while I'm going live. You can hit me up. Pastor Satellite said that the Rumble rants are working on Rumble. Of course, I have no idea how to get to them yet. I'm not sure what the rules are with that. I'm just now getting that working to where it actually works every time that I want to be live. So we'll be hopefully growing on there. YouTube. I'm not sure what they're doing on YouTube. They now have, they usually have a rule where you have to have at least 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscriptions in order to do a community page. But all of a sudden this week they gave me a community page. I can actually post stuff now. So I've got another thing to try and keep up with as far as posting, which kind of blew my mind because also too, not only that, I lost a couple of subscribers this week. I'm down to 399, so I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube. I'll use them as long as they'll keep me, and then after that, well, you see all of my backups. Let's see. Abba preparing for his stream. Are you going? You still going on Mondays? Badass Brad Allen. You still going in on Mondays? You got to delete data to protect yourself. Closing an account is not removing the account. Well, I did remove the account. That's what I'm saying. I closed that account and I switched everything over to new accounts. Mainly because of the fact that account had been breached. Somebody tapped into it and took everything out of it. The bank actually closed it themselves. That's what I say. And I had switched everything else over. I did remove all of that crap from PayPal. That's my problem with all of this. My biggest problem was the fact that PayPal was literally allowed to go into a bank and actually reopen that account, or make them reopen that account that they had closed because it had been breached. I've had a lot of problems with establishments and money. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Either they think that I'm stupid because I'm female or something, that I don't know how this stuff works, or that I'll just let it go, or that I won't complain, or I don't know what it is. But that's never happened. But yet they keep doing it to me. I don't understand that either. All right, update. This is something that we've been following on my channel for a while, ever since we found out that this person is going to represent themselves. But we've been watching since last holiday season Mr. Brooks, the Waukesha parade crasher, and I use the term Mr. Brooks loosely because even he's claimed that that's not his name anymore, has been found guilty of all 77 counts in his crash spree into the Waukesha parade, not 3 days after the Kyle Rittenhouse self-defense went through, and he was claimed innocent. He ended 7 lives, including a child's life, and injured 70 others. The media, of course, tried to downplay this event by saying a car hit all these people. Oh yeah, man. I guess that car's name was Christine. Of course, even Christine didn't do anything in the daylight, so with a lot of witnesses. So let's say, even though this dude has never had any respect for the law or others. I watched a lot of his trial as he requested to represent himself as a sovereign citizen, and all I could see was him fighting with the judge all the time. He constantly interrupted her. He constantly acted like a toddler when she needed to say something and he wouldn't shut up. He kept waving a Bible around like as if that was going to show everybody what a saint he was, it seemed like, when he didn't get his way, or when she would mute him for incessantly talking over her or interrupting her. She gave him buku chances, so many chances, that there was a lot of folks that were watching along with me on some of these feeds that were getting frustrated with her. It's like, how are you putting up with so much shit with this person? And not once did she bang her gavel or ask for order or anything like that. She'd asked him this one question with regards to whether or not he had any questions or something. She had to have asked him this one question, most of these questions at least 20 to 23 times each. And each time he would either interrupt her with, "You're not giving me this," or "You're not doing that," or he would tell her he didn't understand the question. When she would ask him, "Do you understand this question?" "No, I don't understand that question that you're telling me about this." It was a clown show. Youngberg, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Toasty, yes, I agree. That judge should have shut him down on more than one occasion. And on top of that, she actually ended up having to waste taxpayer dollars. She finally got this, I guess, sent him to a separate courtroom to where she could Zoom him, to where if he did keep interrupting or whatever like that, she could mute him and finally get what she had to say out. And of course, I read somewhere, and they kept discussing that this poor woman was pregnant on top of everything else. So she kept her cool a lot better than I would have in that situation, because this guy had zero respect for this judge. Kept interrupting her, kept telling him, kept banging his fists on the table. "You're not doing me right. You're not doing me right." Dude, sit down and shut up and let her tell you what you need to know. Space Pirate Ivan. Big Dick Energy. You, me, or the guy we're talking about? But yeah, her gavel never came out once. And she never asked for order or respect. She just kept letting him get away with the disrespect after disrespect. Every once in a while, the camera would go to the prosecutors, and they were just sitting there shaking their heads, essentially. They rested after a while just because of the plain and simple fact that this guy wouldn't shut up, and they knew they already had an open and shut case. I mean, this crap was on video. He didn't really do a very good job of representing himself, and when he was doing or asking questions, he was always extremely disrespectful. No conscience at all whatsoever. In fact, I think he thinks that he did the right thing, and they are now telling everyone that he is a supremacist, just not a white one. Let's see. He seemed like he was playing with her, and I think one of the reasons why he decided to fire all of his plays, he literally had control, if you will, of the courtroom for a lot of it. The judge let him get away with a lot, including even having to give him special treatment. She asked him over and over and over and over again, and he'd either go back to a subject that was already been closed or ruled upon. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yes, allegedly. And actually, I'm not saying allegedly anymore because they found him guilty on all 77 accounts. To be honest with you, watching all of this and everything like that, I'm actually surprised they found him guilty. This was such a clown show. I thought that the jury would be rigged as far as that. Rigged. How do they, or stacked? The jury would be stacked as well, and this guy would be on the streets. Now, they've only found him guilty. I haven't heard any punishment yet. We'll see what happens. This judge may just say, oh, probation, or some minimum security insane asylum or something like that. Because according to the things that I've been reading, this guy has been diagnosed since the age of 12 to be a schizophrenic something like that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not but usually that means you're not right in the head somehow or another, and that sometimes, especially what your nurture situation is, and it doesn't seem like his mom gave two shits about him. He had to pretty much raise himself. No daddy around. That, depending on the nurture, it could either be you can either do well and get more well adjusted, or you can become a psychotic like this guy. So thank you, Drunken Rocky, for the library coin. I appreciate that. This Thursday, the White Pill will be hosted on Raynau's channel tonight and tonight only. Okay. Yeah, you guys are changing around a lot. And sorry I haven't been around much, but I'll explain that later. You'll get it. And I mentioned it early. Let's see. So we wasted a whole bunch of tax dollars on him for extra special treatment for this guy, because this is the way she needed to treat him. In fact, there was times when she would talk to him like a freaking toddler. But it was because I think he acted that way. He was acting that way. So yeah, and like I say, the banging of the fists and all that other stuff is like, wow. So they found him guilty after all of that. Now, actually, I just wanted to let you guys know that I watched a lot of this with Snicker Pie. She actually had a lot of this live the last couple of days. She's a sweetheart, and as based as they come, and she covers a lot of newsworthy occurrences while they are going on. She's on YouTube, but she says she's claimed to have lost a lot of channels on YouTube, so check her out. She's on Odysee. That's where I was watching it from. I just actually happened to see it while I was looking for somebody else's stuff, which is good. And she's a sweetheart. She talks to everybody and everything like that. All right, I'm going to open the phone lines now. Of course, remember, this is your all's show. I've got topics I'm going to talk about, but we want to hear, the world wants to hear what you have to say. I'm a nobody, but I'm also letting everybody else try to have a voice that our elites don't. That was quick. Go ahead, Drunken Rocky. Oh, Rocky.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. So you were talking about that trial with the Daryl Brooks, and so I figured I'd call and say a few things because I listened to the whole entire thing. You were stating a lot of the stuff I was going to say about like the whole dynamic between the judge and him. I think one of the biggest things was it was like she was so afraid that like there was going to be an appeals process, and she just wanted to make sure that she did everything she possibly could so that there's no appeal.
Well, that also that was one of the theories that a lot of people had, but my theory was the fact that the cameras are rolling and they're both.
That's part of it too.
The cameras are rolling. He's black and she's white.
I mean that I guess you do have to tread lightly.
They were
days on TV.
I think they were literally trying to avoid any kind of people burning the place down again.
But she definitely should have put her foot down a lot more. I mean, she could have easily gotten away with putting her foot down more.
Oh yeah,
like,
she sounded so weak most of the time. It was crazy.
It was literally like one of those like weak parents that are like, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 2.5.
Yeah.
2 3/4, and it just never got to 3.
Right. Right.
Almost never got to 3.
Yep. Or I was gonna say either one of those weak parents or the English police. Stop, or I'm going to tell you stop again.
Or like I don't know if you saw basketball where like they kept calling the little guy a little bitch, and he's like, I swear to God, if you guys call me a little bitch like 13 to 15 more times, I swear I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But no, this guy's going away for life. There's nothing that can be done with it. So
oh, wonderful! We have to pay for his 3 hots on a cot for the rest of his life now.
Yeah, it's better him there than anywhere else he could go.
Well, I hope they keep him in there this time,
Wisconsin,
because the man had a mile-long rap sheet of horrible acts just like this as well. And they just kept letting him get away with it. Pay $1,000 and you're good. It's like, are you kidding me?
So for most of these charges, these are like mandatory sentences, and judges almost never dare go against them. I mean, it's possible for them to do that, but it would be, I mean, like it just doesn't happen. So this guy is going to have like multiple life sentences. He's never going to come out of prison.
I hope you're right.
I mean, I've been listening to lawyers talk about it forever, so I'm pretty convinced that that's what the ultimate is going to be.
Okay. Well, unless they get a governor or somebody up there that wants to free everybody, like Fetterman does.
Yeah, but I think something like that, there would be so much public outrage that, I mean, first of all, there would be pitchforks and fucking a bunch of torches. There'd be a fucking mob to come get his ass.
You think so?
Oh, there's tons of people that are fucking pissed off about this guy in Wisconsin. They are absolutely unbelievably pissed.
Okay.
You wouldn't know that because of the way the media is, but did you hear like when they did the jury or I should say when they did the verdict, there was a guy in the audience that had a little outburst.
Told him to die in hell, you piece of shit. Yeah, I remember that.
That was fucking great.
Or burn in hell, you piece of shit. Actually, the judge threw him out, but
it was worth it.
He was just saying what everybody was thinking. I would venture to say. I mean, because I would venture to say that more than just Minnesota people are pissed off. I know I was pretty pissed off about it, and then to allow him to proceed with this clown show in the court. You know, that set a precedent for more people to be able to do that. You know.
Yeah. Well, did you hear about this? That one guy that ran over the teenager.
Yeah.
He's going to represent himself now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
that ain't gonna go well.
I rest my case.
See, the thing is like this guy could end up out of prison at some point, but fucking representing himself, I think it's gonna turn out really fucking bad for him, and that motherfucker might go to jail for life.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were also saying too that this particular trial, the Brooks trial would have been finished way before it was if they actually had counsel. And you know damn well she wouldn't let counsel treat her that way or talk to her that way.
Yeah, I mean, it lasted probably twice as long because he was trying any sort of delay tactic that he possibly could, throwing these little fucking tantrums and fits and saying, "I don't understand."
Yeah, that was... Hiya, Hallie. Welcome to the show. Bruin Backhand says, do you remember when he mean-mugged her and snarled at her? Oh, yeah. That was another thing that really made her look real weak, too, because she literally came out and said, I'm taking a break. He's intimidating me. I'm scared of him. It was like, I thought after that it was over. That's why I say, after that, I thought for sure they were going to just let him go. In fact, she
never should have said that.
Yeah, in fact, he even said, "Why don't you just let me go? Why don't you just let me go?" At one point, I guess he thought that would work, but she would say something to the effect that this is one of the things that he would always disagree with whenever he would want to do something other than what she said that he should do or whatever. He's like, "Okay, so you're waiving your right." Well, I'm not waiving anything. I'm just saying I want to do this instead. Well, you're waiving your right to do this then. And, oh, no, I'm not waiving anything. I'm never, it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching this other trial that was in Wisconsin where this dude that was on a bike, black guy, on a bike, I guess was like in the way of this older white dude. I think it was like maybe like late 50s, maybe 60s. I don't know how old he was. But it turns out he was... The white guy that was in the vehicle was like an attorney for immigrants. He was like an immigration attorney, and so he was like helping people get citizenship and stuff. But anyways, he was out on a night of drinking, and this black guy on a bike got in their way when they turned a corner, and like they almost hit him. So then the guy in the car like yells, "What the fuck, dude?" And then they end up driving down the block. The bicyclist follows them, comes out, and like he comes up to the white guy and punches him right in the face through the vehicle's window. So they end up like chasing him down, and the big white guy comes out to like start a fight with him because he just got sucker punched. And then the black dude just shoots him right in the head. But long story short, what I was going to say is like it's night and day as far as how this judge handled this thing, because he was like, no bullshit. He did not give a fuck. He shut things down right away. He was just like, nope, we're moving on. No, you've had your chance. Just every single step of the way. And this is in Wisconsin as well.
Yeah, she tried to do that too on occasion, but it just didn't work out. Because she would keep backpedaling too, so...
And it's funny because the judge had a little bit of discretion with his sentence, and as far as I'm concerned, he got a little... It was a little light, in my opinion. So the whole time, he was no nonsense, but then he like went slightly lighter on him than he could have, as far as his sentence.
A guy that shot somebody in the head?
Yeah, cold blood right in the fucking head.
Well, what was his sentence?
Oh, I can't even remember, but he's not spending his life in prison. He'll get out at some point. I mean, most of his life will be over, but he's still getting out.
Yeah, Yvonne says that I can't remember his name already. The one we're talking about originally, he killed kids. The other lifers will end his.
Oh, Daryl Brooks.
Brooks. Yeah.
Okay, so he killed one kid. I believe it was a 6-year-old, and he injured a shit ton of kids. There was one lady. There was one lady. All 4 of her kids were hit by him and ended up in the hospital, and at least one of them is still dealing with the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
And what was cool was Rakeda Law found out the lady. She was actually one of the witnesses that Daryl Brooks called, and made her fucking live through this shit. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish. He's like re-injuring victims of this incident by fucking calling them as his witness, and none of it helped him. So this lady, whose 4 kids have been in the hospital, she's got like mountains of fucking debt, medical debt, and she's got like a kid that's like requires constant help because of the medical situation this motherfucker put the kid through, making her testify, and like the prosecutors did a very good job of not making. Of trying to put all the evidence together to tell the story, to get a conviction without having to put all of the people that were injured by it through that bullshit. There was only a few people they called. So like basically all of the victims did not testify. Now when it goes to sentencing, there's probably going to be fucking 2 days of these people telling their story and how he affected them. But that's beside the point. What the hell was I going to say? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Rekieta Law, he found out that this lady had after we were seeing her have to go through this bullshit, had a GoFundMe, and they were able to put her GoFundMe up to about $100,000.
Good.
Just by him sharing it. I mean, I think it was at like 30,000 when he mentioned it, and after a few days, it was close to 100,000. So something came out of the tragedy.
Good.
Man, I don't want to take up your whole entire show. It was fun talking with you.
Well, I appreciate you calling. I'm actually surprised. Most people don't call this early, but that's awesome. That's great, and I appreciate you calling. And don't forget, are you actually going to be on your show?
Yes.
Later?
So what we did, it was kind of this thing that we talked about, and then Ray was like, "Put your money where your mouth is," figuratively. And one night on his show, he's like, "Let's just do it." So we ended up trading shows for one episode.
Okay.
So last Tuesday, I did the round table. I hosted that on my channel, and then Ray's going to do the white pill tonight on his channel. So we're just kind of seeing it through the other person's perspective. I have a further amount of respect for Raynoth, having hosted his show in his position. And hopefully he'll feel the same way when he does my show.
Okay. All right, so make sure to tune in. It's on Raynoth's channel tonight then.
Correct.
Okay. Tune into the white pill on Raynoth's channel. They're switching. They're doing, what do they call that? The like in that movie, the big switch. The only thing is they didn't switch bodies. They just switched shows.
Oh, like a Freaky Friday kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just posted the link in the chat so people know. It's on Raynoth's channel.
Okay. Yes, guys, I see the breaking news here is that now officially Elon Musk is Twitter's official owner, and I actually do have a bit about that, a section about that as well. And go ahead and plug your show one more time.
Well, my show normally is on Thursday nights like this. It's called the Rocky Rants, or I should say the Drunken Rant. Sorry, I don't even remember my show. We call it the White Pill Thursdays. The White Pill Thursday is always officially on my channel, except for this one time. Tonight it's on Raynoth's channel. I got that posted in there, and I will make my exit. Thanks for having me on here.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for calling, and we'll see you in the chats and stuff. I'll try to be around as much as I can, but like I said, I'll explain that a little bit later, too.
Okay.
All right. Thanks
Bye.
for calling, man. You have a good show. All right. Shout out to the Drunken Rocky, and make sure you go check out their show after mine. All right. On to the subject. Is anyone else as sick to death as I am of being told what to do based on the color of my fucking skin? My color has no more to do with your problems, or mine for that matter, than the man in the moon. I'm so sick to death of others also speaking for our side while they do nothing but line their own pockets while mocking us afterwards about what losers we were for losing to them, or for them when they get their own way about things, especially when those things become a detriment to everyone except the elites or themselves. the ones that are actually manipulating things in this way. All right. You even have the faithless now. This is something else that really bugs the shit out of me. Or the unbelievers that try to attack you with your faith, in which they know absolutely nothing about, and try to tell you that, oh, a real Christian wouldn't do that, or a real Christian wouldn't act that way, or a real Christian wouldn't say that, or do what I don't like. Well, while they actually will take advantage of your faith, because of course our faith, Christian faith, demands that we love everyone. It doesn't demand we're slaves to anyone, though. So, I mean, there's a big difference. And then, of course, they always seem to take some kind of joy in your suffering over these things that they demand of you while they mock you and tell you how you're not a real enough Christian for them, even though they have nothing to do with it. And it seems to only be Christians that they're doing this to these days as well. I've never heard anyone tell anyone else, well, a true Muslim wouldn't do that, or a true Jew wouldn't do that, or a true Buddhist wouldn't do that or say that, or act that way. Now I'm getting to the point where it's almost like as if we shouldn't have let them in on that turn the other cheek thing, because I don't think that's exactly what it means. To just stand there and take nothing but physical abuse from these non-believers or faithless jerks that have no actual conscience about hurting others for their own benefits or even their own, what seems to be pleasure. Let's see. Toasty's laughing at me. My voice. Real Christian wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's right, Toasty. We're the most persecuted and the most accepting. You know, it really sucks when you bring your hand out to somebody and they slash it. You know what I'm saying? And then you're expected to continue that. You expect it to continue just allowing that person or allowing these people to slash you all the time. No. All right, but I can tell you some of the unbelievers and even some of the believers sure seem to want to test out that turn the other cheek thing all the time, though, don't they? It's Laura Neil Young, the goddess. Please don't associate me with that hack. All right. Besides, I already have my doppelganger. All right. Now, most people, and I know a lot of people on here as well, would say a stern F you or a stern fuck off will do the trick. Well, my answer is I say God didn't put me on this earth to please you or any man or woman or child. God put me on this earth to serve him. And this is America. Last time I looked, we had the freedom to do as we choose as long as we are not hurting anyone else or doing anything illegal, which, again, that's subjective because of something that we all call legalism, which most folks like them don't really want to be done. They want everybody to have laws where they can't do anything else that they deem bad or hurtful to themselves, when usually it's something that's none of their fucking business to begin with. So, in fact, our right to free speech is guaranteed by our Creator and our Constitution. It's one of the reasons for the show. Again, don't forget to call in if you got something to say. Tell the world how you feel. A checkmark lib fleeing Elon's Twitter logs onto Gab for the first time. I have a great voice. Check out my music. Oh, thank you, Toasty. I am glad you enjoy my music. I'm working on that a lot now. In fact, I'm feeling more and more called to do the live entertainment now than this. Of course, I will continue to keep doing this. Let's see. Why is it nobody can say anything about the Jews? Malik Obama. Oh, isn't that Obama's brother? He's based as they come too. Let's see. How do I do? Okay. There we go. All right, let's see who else we got. Sweet Rosa, thank you for being here. She is on YouTube. Oh, she got to curl up with a good book this weekend. How lucky for you. All right. Nobody on Rumble. That's okay. I'll keep doing it, mainly because I can. I'm so happy with this new internet speed. I'm just beside myself. Well, anyway, like I was saying, in fact, our free speech is guaranteed by not only our creator, but our Constitution. You got a problem with that? I'm like Pastor Chatelet these days. Take it up with my supervisor. And like I say, I think I got that part from Pastor Chatelet, that certain part, but I was always telling people that they couldn't tell me what to do. I've never been one to allow anyone to tell me what to do. My parents, in fact, I even got into lots and lots of trouble because they were always, you're always on your own. You never think about anybody else. It's like, yeah, no. All right. I just never realized until recently that it wasn't just for me, but it was for him as well. But I've always been a strong advocate for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So there's that. And of course, you saw most of you guys have seen my new avatar that was made by 451 Actual. I'm a goddess demon or a goddess warrior. Greetings, you're on the air.
You're a damn troublemaker.
Shucks.
I was always like that too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And now I cry to my uncle and I cry about Jesus to him and have him guide me the way. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Anyways, hey, it's your prepper gal. Hey, just wanted to give you the good news up here in South Dakota.
Limited access, everybody.
Store, oh, whatever. Limited everything. I was able to get some potatoes here, 5 pounds for like 88 cents for 5 pounds. We haven't seen that in like 2-3 years.
Wow.
That's what it used to be, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, girlfriend picked up some and my husband looked at me cross-eyed and I'm like, all right, so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to dehydrate them. I'm going to cook some, in the oven and make some taters. I'm going to make a little bit of, what do you call it? Nash taters, and then I'm going to make some whatever. I'm going to make some taters, but I'm going to dehydrate most of this. Same thing with, I was able to actually get some celery. Now, most people don't know. They can stick in their dehydrator, and you just have to have one of them cheap round damn dehydrators like I do. I was able to pick up 2 of them for like $12.95 a piece back before COVID started. Thank you, Jesus. $5 for like 2 of them. I was like, oh, whoop, whoop. Thank you, Jesus. Give one to the kid. He didn't really use it, and I took it back. So now I'm making like, all right, so you want to do potato salad, soups, chicken salad, whatever. You can take this stuff like I'm going to do, and you can dehydrate that damn celery they're selling celery here $1.68 for 8 ounces of celery.
My goodness.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I also hear that you can
ridiculous.
regrow it too from like the bottoms. You cut the bottoms off and you stick it in some water and stuff. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can get the celery like leaves going out of that when you do that, which is good because that'll give you the celery flavor, and you can dehydrate that too. And like celery seed, you can get or celery soup, you can get the celery kind of flavor because I love the smell of celery. But I was able to get these really big bunches like you used to be able to get, like just a couple of years ago. Like the big bunches that were like probably a pound or 2. Beg pardon. And I was able to get a couple of big bunches of that for 99 cents. So I was like, oh man, how am I going to use it? And I'm like, you're gonna And the Lord told me, you're going to go ahead and you're going to wash it up, you're going to cut it up, and you're going to put it in the dehydrator. And it might take a couple, 2 or 3 days to dehydrate all that, but you're going to do it. Then you're going to put it in a jar, and then you got some celery that you can rehydrate or throw into soups or whatever for the next 6 months, because it's that bad up here.
Yeah, I'm
it's
curious.
That bad.
I'm actually curious about that because actually health has been something that's been on my mind the last couple of days, and again I'll get into that later. But how much nutrients does that pull out, or is that something that actually holds the nutrients in?
All right, so it's mostly flavor. Honestly, it's mostly flavor and salt, but it's also it's a big flavoring to stuff, because I mean, if you think about it, it gives that. If you've ever cut up celery, think about it. I mean, I've been cutting celery up for 3 days now. Mm-hmm. Just these 2 big bunches I've been, pulling apart and cutting it up, and, the big ends and stuff that, you usually don't use, and you either put in your compost pile or you don't use.
Right.
I cut them up that wasn't like nasty or whatever, and I put it in my crock pot, and I'm making broth. I'm making broth with that and some chicken bones and stuff like that, so I'm going to can that too. I'm getting to the point where, my grandma was at, and I didn't understand what Grandma did. She grew up in the Depression. She was a kid.
Yeah, they had to eat beans on toast.
Right? We ate peanut butter and mayonnaise. Miracle Whip. Yeah.
Together?
Yeah. Peanut butter and Miracle Whip sandwiches. Yes, ma'am. You got to try it. You got to try it. At least once.
Okay. I'll check with my doctor.
Yeah, try it at least once. It's like peanut butter in jelly, but you don't have the jelly. All right. But anyways, yeah, peanut butter in Miracle Whip. Got to try it. Anyways, yeah, I grew up on fried bologna. I mean, we were poor. Even back in the 70s, 60s, 70s. We were poor. So, I mean, I kind of learned to grow up on things. But stuff like this, I mean, I didn't even think about it. I mean, when I can get, the carrots and stuff now, maybe I can't cook them all and we're not going to eat a big dinner because, I mean, it's just my husband and I. We're not going to eat a big dinner with a bunch of carrots. But if they got 2 pounds of carrots on sale, I can keep them for just so long. But I can also dehydrate them and put them in jars and use them later in soups, or just rehydrate them and put them in whatever else I'm cooking. Anyways, and one of the things I was doing today, just wanted to say, one of the things I was doing today, I've been writing down in my little, I don't know, you've got those little books that you write stuff down in, just like, the little notebooks, not a big notebook, the little one that you can write notes on. And I've been writing down, recipes and following them so that I can try to make them in the thing. Well, I've been I need to put those in a recipe book. Y'all, you need to put down some of your recipes and some of the recipes from your grandparents or stuff that you like. Put them down in a little journal book. And then I've been sealing them with packing tape to make sure that, if I've got it in the kitchen and stuff and it gets splashed with some water or something else, yeah, it doesn't melt. Exactly, it doesn't melt. So, I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing today. And I got to let you go here in a minute. And I don't know how the hell I'm going to bring my laptop up in my kitchen because I killed my tablet. Hey, y'all, don't beat your tablet to death and then try to fold it into quarters, because it will catch on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't know that, but it will. It will catch on fire. Yeah, it was quite a scene here a couple of days ago, but yeah, I've got some apple brandy that I'm trying to make that I got to go bottle up here, and hopefully
Yvonne says, for fuck's sake, limited access. Next time, talk to the Yvonne.
Yvonne, tell him that this damn tablet has been pissing me off for 6 months.
He can hear you.
I have thrown it. I have, I'm not one of them people that usually destroys an electronic device, but this thing pissed me off so bad the other night after 6 months of it just being a freaking cock that I couldn't take it no more. Don't beat your devices up and try to fold them in quarters. I did, and it caught on fire. I didn't know that it would catch on fire, but if you try to beat it up and fold it in half, you can fold it in half, but don't try to fold it in quarters, because when you fold it in quarters, that 10-inch tablet's gonna catch on fire.
Yep,
it will.
Well, they got the same kind of battery in them as the Teslas and the EVs, so I'm not surprised.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
And then you're gonna get the smoke and the fire and the acid, and yeah, don't do it. Just don't do it. Learn my lesson. Won't never do it again. Haven't been moved to do it, but that night I was just Anyhow. I love you, girl, and I'm going to turn your show back on, and I'm going to try to listen to you in the kitchen if I can. I love you guys, and hey, keep prepping. Don't let these people, we're just a couple of weeks away from voting and whatever, and who knows what they're going to do. Who knows? Don't know. Don't care. Want to make sure that my house is situated. At least as much as I can.
Yep. Okay. Well, we appreciate your knowledge for sure.
All right, gal. Love you bunches.
Okay. Bye. Well, thank you so much for calling. You have a great night.
You too. Mwah.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. All right. Shout out to Limited Access. Thank you for calling. Let's see. You guys are talking about a bunch of stuff in here. Welcome to the show, Bobby. Welcome to the show, Adam. I'm trying to catch you guys. You guys talk so damn fast on here sometimes. Ketchup packet soup. Yeah, my dad would tell me that his parents, after he had 9 kids in his family, and they would had spaghetti and ketchup sometimes. So if carbon dioxide is so bad for the planet, why do greenhouse growers buy CO2 generators to double plant growth? Because they're lying to us about it. They want to scare you about everything. All right, back to what I was saying. Basically, I was talking about always being a strong advocate for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I believe that a lot of the creation of those documents and sentiments therein was guided by the hand of the Almighty as it was being written as well. And of course, if they go any further, my answer continues. I don't know for sure if I'm doing a good enough job for him. Probably not, because none of us are worthy. But I do know that you are not part of the instruction manual, or your name has never come up when God gave me his commands. So your argument or chide that I am not a good enough Christian for you, because I won't follow your lead, will go in one ear and out the other. I absolutely refuse to be attacked for something in which you know nothing about, and I do not acknowledge nor accept your accusations or belittlement. Main reason being is because, first off, religion and God are not the same thing. Religion is the rituals in which you praise or worship your God, and then God is more of a very personal relationship with you and him, and with him and yourself that really and truly no other person would ever be privy to. You can testify, but nobody's in your shoes or in your brain, so they're not going to know this. They'll only know what he's done for you and what he can do for them, but they have to take that themselves. Let's see. Junker Rocky says, to fix your tablet, you just stick it in the microwave for 99.99 for 100 hours. Actually, that would be 100 hours and 30 minutes. So, let's see. YouTube. Sweet Rosa says, peanut butter and mayonnaise. She gives you the raised eyebrow emoji. Limited access, you're much weirder than me. When I was a child, I used to make Fruity Pebbles cereal and mix together with eggs to make an omelet. Colorful art. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh, yeah, yuck, yuck, yuck. None of that sounds good to me. I don't know if I want to waste anything like that tasting it, but I'll try it. I might try it. I don't have any Miracle Whip. Does anybody even sell Miracle Whip anymore? I've heard so many people making fun of Miracle Whip. All right, Teutonic. Now, that's a sandwich. That's one of those big sandwiches. That's amazing. You could share that with an army almost. I hope somebody's actually going to eat that and it's not just for show. I hate wasting food. We have enough problems and they're going to make enough shortages on us already. There's another good sandwich, Space Pirate Yvonne. I sound like Dan Fetterman today, I'll tell you what. Anyway, God speaks to us and leads us all in different directions with different personal experiences, which no other soul can or could ever be able to take from you. Don't forget that. In these cases, I'll just pray that you start listening to his commands for you and stop trying to act like you want to be him by your commands and your speech to and about others. And then you hear them wonder, a lot of times they'll do this to you, do this kind of things to you, stuff like that, and you'll hear them wonder why no one wants to be by them or even try to help them anymore. They even wonder why folks flee from places to go live with others that will leave them the fuck alone to live the dignified life that everyone supposedly deserves. I give you Mohap.
You were running from us, and you're still running, because we're no different than the immigrant families that are moving in.
Oh, really? I wonder.
We grew up in the period, as I write, called white flight. That is, families like ours, upstanding families like ours, you know, who were doing everything we were supposed to do and better. As we moved in,
they were upstanding and they were doing better than all of the white people.
White folks moved out because they were afraid of what our families represented. And I always stop there when I talk about
what your families represented. It's not what I heard from some of the people that I know moved out of these situations, but we'll go on.
This out in the world, because, you know, I want to remind white folks that y'all were running from us. You know, because
this family,
yeah. This family with all the values that you read about,
yeah,
you were running from us, and you're still running, because we're no different than the immigrant families that are moving in, because
well, at least they're admitting it, and you know what happens with some of these immigrant families. You know what's happening with some of these people. Oh, Space Pirate Yvonne. And also, too, in a situation like this, it's almost impossible for humans, and I'm talking humans now, no matter how much God demands of us to love people and everything, we're still humans. We're still going to be flawed, and it's still not going to happen all the time. It's just not. But it's almost impossible for humans to keep giving gleefully to the ungrateful or the absolute downright abusive. And how can you give anything if everything you have has been stolen from you? They take it anyway, whether you want to give it to them or not. Hell, even a beaten animal will try to escape eventually. Anybody see this out there? Somebody on Facebook, I think Rogue Memes on Facebook, has been posting all kinds of funny adult costumes coming out and everything like that, or memeing them and everything like this. This is one of the best ones. Real man. But I'm just going to let you see this while I talk through the rest of this. This is what people are running from. All right. Aren't folks now also too in this video later on? If you, I'm not playing any of the music or any of the volume or anything on this, but this is what you're looking at. This is, in fact, this video is the 10 worst ghettos I've ever driven through in the United States. You got places like, where is that? There's places in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, McKeesport, Pennsylvania, East St. Louis, Detroit, places like that. That's cute. I like that. That's yeah. Of course, I would never touch that. I would knock on the door with my knuckles on the side of it there. But this particular video also mentions that the populations in a lot of these places are dwindling as well. So aren't other folks that want to get a better anything, say life, job, existence, for their kids, things like that, trying to escape these places as well? Like I said before, in most of the videos that I'm seeing, and especially in this one here, he says in each one of these places the population continues to dwindle. Someone must still be fleeing these places. Of course, I don't see or hear anyone stopping anyone like they keep claiming that they're doing. Not like I've seen that others do to some that try to stop them from continuing their work and their business and their lives, etc. Also, since there's no more white folks in most of these areas, well, you know the rest of what that one. The thing that nobody else wants to talk about anytime, or while blaming white folks for everything that's gone wrong. Now, unless you're actually talking about the politicians that have you people convinced that they have done everything to make your lives better for the last, 50, 60 years at least, I don't want to hear any more about it. That it's being my fault, because I don't even live near you. I have nothing to do with you. Most of us don't anymore. And we moved out because of stuff like this. We didn't want to live in this squalor in some cases. And like I say, I'm seeing it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're in these areas or if you're born into these areas, you will do anything to move out, get out, better everything. There's better places, better things to do, better places to live. Now, the unfortunate part sometimes is that they'll move to these other places and bring their problems with them, or vote in people that will continue to exacerbate these problems with the same crapola that you just ran from. But again, not our fault. Let's see. And I was going to say, I asked this question. You mean to tell me that folks moved out after they couldn't afford to support your bad habits, your bad laws, your bad decisions, while you blame the very same people you wanted to pay for all of this stuff? For the bad decisions and all of that to begin with? And I've always thought, and I've always known and found out that damned if you do or damned if you don't will usually tend to make most folks either flee or try to find a third or even maybe a fourth solution. And another question I have about this also too, especially like people like Michelle Obama and these people that actually say, you're not allowed in our neighborhoods, you're not allowed in our presentations, things like that. Why would you even complain about that? About people running or about people moving out anyway? Especially white people, because you don't want us around anyway. You've told us how much you hate us. You don't like us. We're causing all your problems, so what is it to you that we don't stay where we're not wanted? And where you don't want us? I mean, why complain about that if that's essentially what you want to begin with? Again, the damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. Nobody's going to put up with that for very long. I mean, how long would you put up with that if you're out there listening to me other than my main audience that always comes here? Hallie says, Hallie's on, let's see, where are we? Byron, welcome to the show. He is on YouTube. Elon Musk fired top Twitter top executives. I'm getting there, I promise. Hallie says a pious person worries about his or her connection to God. A fanatic worries about everyone else's. Yes, thank you very much, Hallie. Like borderline personality disorder, go away. I love you. There you go. All right. Good points there, Hallie. Let's see. Actually, I just got something up too. According to the Gateway Pundit, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I'm sure you're tired of looking at the ghetto. Breaking. They just posted this at 3:41 p.m. yesterday? No, today. Breaking ballots discovered preloaded inside Dropbox in Pennsylvania. 2 others reportedly had also preloaded ballots inside the boxes. Yeah, okay. They found another way to make it go their way. I didn't figure that I didn't figure they were just gonna go, oh well, we're not winning. We're these people are monsters anyway. We got to do anything. And again, they've told you on numerous occasions, by any means possible, by any means necessary. You don't actually think that doesn't include stuff like this. And eventually, well, we've seen a lot of the stuff that they mean by that, including the burning down of cities and things like that. Greetings, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Hallie. Hi. Again, I'll only talk for a brief while because I'm at work.
Okay.
I'm going to get interrupted shortly. But I was trying to clarify something about the borderline personality disorder. I was making that reference to the show. I mean, these people that want to, reminds me of some roommates I once had where they were very sick, or they would complain about everything, but then you want them there still. It's like mixed messages. I think that's indicative of the entire SJW. I know that I think they all have personality disorders of some sort, or they might be on the spectrum, but I'm just detecting it maybe among. I don't want to target all BLM people, but I feel like there's a borderline personality disorder. They seem to, there's an obsession. They hate whites, but they want us. They want us or something. They depended on us. So that's what I was sort of clarifying. But I get so sick of hearing about these people who keep complaining about white people, yet I don't know. It's like, I hate you, Dad. Can I have the keys to the car? Would you be inclined to agree? I don't. I know there are many people, upstanding middle class people are probably embarrassed about this whole thing, but don't you get that impression also? I know that there's a correlation between these people in the dark triad personalities, they call it. I don't know borderlines specifically listed, but among these people, I just think that's a lot. You cannot win for losing with them. Anything you do, you're going to be racist or misogynist or whatever.
Right.
So, I don't know. Do you think? I don't know. Maybe is it why? I don't know. Maybe the younger people are going to wake up to it, or
some do eventually. Some do eventually. That's like I was saying earlier. How long do you expect people to keep giving you and reaching out to you when all you do is just stab their hand or mistreat them, or you know what I'm saying? Even a dog, even a loyal dog, after a while will try to run away after being beaten all the time.
Yeah. But just looking at the number of, I live in New York City, and the number of homeless people, it was something a friend of mine predicted a long time ago. She said these kind of people, she couldn't even imagine a community with them. They were so self-destructive, that somehow that they'll blame everybody that they can't take care of themselves in the end. And I try to use it a lesson to myself rather than just dwell on negativity. I try to say, okay, try to learn from this how not to be because I was always blaming the world for things as well. Or maybe there's a certain jealousy, which I think is really fueling these people. But I think to just know that, try, I don't want to say practice gratitude or just try to dwell on constructive things, but I just, as long as I live, I will never again try to blame people like family members in the past that would try, or friends, coworkers, whoever that tried to help me or be good to me, and turn around and spit in their faces, kind of a thing. That's what I think of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I get so infuriated, but hopefully I don't know if it's hopefully younger generation. I mean, worried about the elections. I don't know who these kids are going to vote for.
Oh, I do. Actually, if you want to know who the college kids and people are voting for, there's a YouTuber called Sav. I think she used to work for The Blaze, but now she has her own YouTube. Sav says it's SAVSISAYS. She actually goes around to a lot of the colleges here in Texas and asks the people. In fact, it surprised me about how many people are going to be voting for Beto, and they don't even know why, other than the fact that they hate the Republicans. That's it.
I know, that's the only thing. Why? I don't know. It's so frustrating.
It's what their professors and everybody are telling them. The Marxists and people have taken over our schools, and they want power.
I'm trying to I just say anyone with a modicum of mental health to get their kids out of public school first. But what do you think, by the way, Fetterman, that guy from Pennsylvania? I mean, I didn't want to watch the debate because it just sounded so painful.
I feel horrible for him. But at the same token, we have to keep him out of there because he's not the one going to be running anything. It's going to be the puppets his lefty puppets that want him to. Put it this way, they've even admitted all he has to do is vote yes or no.
Well, that's to me is a prime example. And again, I don't want to mock anyone who suffered a stroke. I have friends of mine suffered strokes. They're horrible. But he should not, and I even think a Republican for that matter, he should not be running. But yeah, like you said, they'll put him in it. They'll vote for a cactus, these people. I mean, anything, just as long as they get a Democrat. I mean, that's why they have Biden. There were jokes going around Biden and Fetterman should run together. Or Fetterman is so presidential. It's kind of a mournful joke. But these people, what's sad to me is I know these people are going to vote for him.
Fetterman actually looks to me like a supervillain.
Big bald guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It looks like something out of a comic book. Yeah. Look, I don't know. Maybe he's a decent guy. I don't know. I mean, regardless of his stroke, he seemed like he was a little bit out there. But unfortunately,
he's a big lefty. He's one of the only ones that voted to parole some of these murderers. In fact, 2 of them were teenage murderers of teenage people that just murdered them in cold blood. He's wanting to let these guys out on parole now. He's the only one that voted for that as well.
Yeah. I feel like, at worst, these people are evil. At best, they're just naive and goofy. I mean, I don't know what to make of them, but anyone with a stroke, the fact they're holding him up, propping him up like a doll, it's so scary and sad. Yeah. But as I said, I think there are a lot of these people have borderline personality disorders. I'm really, I lived with people like that. It was harrowing. You get abused. They need you. They don't know what they want. I don't know. They're just confused. Anyway, I got to get back here to my work.
Okay. And, well, thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay. Something I'm an observer or a listener. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
Good night. All right. Shout out to Hallie. Thank you so much for calling. Okay. Let's see. I saw somebody on here while we were discussing this. Let's see. I've already said hello to Adam. Oh, Lord Slade. Welcome, Lord Slade. My good sir. I appreciate you being here tonight. Hope you're doing very well tonight. And, Vincenzo says, "Hey, yo!" Let's see. Teutonic posted on here. Jen Fifield, breaking Arizona Secretary of State's office threatens to sue Cochise County if supervisors vote to hand count ballots cast in the midterm election. Vote is scheduled for 2 p.m. on Monday. Can she do that? That's, I'm going to say, besides, isn't that something for the legislation to handle? Cochise County plans to vote to hand count every single race on every single ballot with election day just 18 days away and early voting already started. That's illegal and risks the integrity and accuracy of the election. I've warned them if they proceed, I'll take legal action. Are you kidding me? Risk the integrity. Counting them all by hand and making absolutely sure that they're all perfect is risks to the integrity. They do live in opposite world these days, don't they? Let's see. Yeah, Sav says, somebody posted one of Sav says, okay, I see she's Can Killer. Welcome to the show. Old Salty Dog. One of the things I think also too, she says that they have multiple or some kind of personality disorders. No, I actually, some do. You know, you have to be kind of psychotic to be able to you know, it's one thing to think about doing some of these things to some people, but it's another to actually go out and do these things to them, like stab them or kill them or hurt them in some way, or even, you know, even try to take control of them or scare them to death, or, you know, things like that. Let's see. Chuck Woolery. Oh, I like Chuck Woolery. These are tweets that are coming across on my Odysee chat here. Critical race theory is based on critical theory given to the world by Marxists from the Frankfurt School in Germany. When Hitler cracked down on them, they moved. Yes, they moved to Columbia University in New York City, and they remain there to this day. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, they've been trying to take down the United States since World War II. The commies and the Marxists and the people like that. Let's see. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anyone. You guys really go so fast in this chat on Odysee. I can't keep up with everything, so please forgive me if I miss you or anything like that. Again, don't forget, you guys know how to support the channel, and I urge you to support all of the other channels on the schedule as far as that goes. Everyone works really hard to get the truth out there. We all talk about different things, but the best part about it is most of the time we can talk about them together. And we don't have a problem, even though we disagree on things. We talk about our disagreements and then we go on. It's not anything to end the world over or end anyone else's life over. All right, where am I? Okay. As far as moving away from people or staying away from people that you know don't want you around anyway, I even have family members that I will not go near due to the betrayals and the physical abuse, and I've moved away from some of my family members because of that. Yes, folks are going to flee when they don't feel safe or even welcome around other folks. You're what do they call those? Well, you're crazy if you just keep going back to somebody that you know doesn't want you around. I don't know what it is about some people that maybe on your part, maybe you think that you need to change that person, but no. Don't put yourself through that. That was always my great-grandmother's advice. If you don't like somebody, stay away from them. And I agree. Why would you put yourself through that? If you don't like somebody, you're going to stand there and go and be miserable just because that other person exists? You got the problem, not them. Once again, in that aspect, welcome to the human race. All right. You guys have been talking about Elon Musk. I interrupt this topic to bring you a little levity from one of the greatest trolls on Earth. This was hilarious to me. Let that sink in. a real live meme. I love it. I love it. Yes, he is a dad, and yes, that was a dad joke extraordinaire. You know what I think? I finally get it. with people like him, and actually I think it's because of the fact that I can relate. Guys like him are disparaged, degraded, dehumanized, and utterly attacked, yet they still continue to do their own business and make their own actions while either not showing any interest in what everyone else thinks, says, and does, or they give no quarter while taunting them with their overzealous giving quarter to everything they do while ignoring them. So in other words, they can't get a rise out of him, but just him existing gets a huge rise out of them. And the more that he ignores them or trolls them, the more rise he gets out of them. And since he doesn't care what they think or do or say, he always gets the best of them. Wow. Okay, just like me in a lot of ways. I even got into a lot of trouble, like I said earlier, when I was a kid for being that way. I still don't trust him, you know, but I get it. And he is way, way, way more relatable to me than these people that are just screaming at the sky when they don't get their way with folks that they think they are better than or that they think owes them something. Let's see. American Dream 2.0. Welcome to the show. First timer on here on my show. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody's chats here. I'm keeping up with three different platforms here. I'm proud to say I'm able to do 3 different platforms here. Still nothing on Rumble. That's fine. That's okay. If nothing else, Rumble will remain my backup channel. You know, you know how persnickety YouTube can be. And of course, I'm now losing subscriptions on YouTube. All right. Anyway, we're talking about Twitter. And of course, we've just confirmed that everything has gone through. But have you guys seen the letter that his potential ex-employees have sent to him? Exclusive Twitter employees protest Elon Musk's plan to fire 75% of the workforce. I was going to say, once you have the algorithms and all kinds of stuff programmed and anything like that, you don't really need a whole lot of people to continue it as far as that goes. Well, let's see what this is a Time magazine. All right, they actually published the entire letter. Get this. Staff, Elon Musk, and board of directors. They didn't even acknowledge him first. They're actually protesting him, but they didn't even acknowledge him first. We, the undersigned Twitter workers, believe the public conversation is in jeopardy. Who cares what you believe? Elon Musk's plan to lay off 75% Twitter workers will hurt Twitter's ability to serve the public conversation. A threat of this magnitude is reckless, undermines our users' and customers' trust in our platform, and is a transparent act of worker intimidation. Since when do they care about the trust in their platform? If they do, it's only for one side from what we've seen. Not to mention the fact, here it is, worker intimidation. Oh my God, he's gonna fire me. Because he can. And if you're not doing the work, or if he reorganizes the place, that's his right. Oh, worker intimidation, we're such victims. Oh my God. I'll go on. Twitter has significant effects on societies and communities across the globe. That's true. As we speak, Twitter is helping to uplift independent journalism in Ukraine and Iran, as well as powering social movements around the world. You can't fire us. We're too important to the world. And what if we don't want these movements around the world? What movements are these that they're even talking about? Can you be more specific? No. A threat to workers at Twitter is a threat to Twitter's future. Says you. These threats have an impact on us as workers and demonstrate a fundamental disconnect with the realities of operating Twitter. Yeah, right. Like he doesn't know how Twitter operates. That's why we've had all of this bullshit up until today. They threaten our livelihoods, access to essential health care, and the ability for visa holders to stay in the country they work in. All right. Metalman 451 Actual, welcome to the show.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Man, so can I just tell you Elon's response, even if it wasn't directly to this letter, but Elon's response to everything with this was perfect. He fired the CEO, the Pargwal, whatever, Yar Bing Bang, whatever his name is.
Agrawal, yeah.
Yeah, fired him, fired the CFO.
We knew that was coming.
And fired the chick that was in charge of the censorship and the one that banned Trump. So fired all three of them, had them escorted out of the building as soon as he took over. Let that sink in.
Nice.
Yeah. So, hey, but you know what, though? I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, everybody else at Twitter should feel a little bit safer in their job now because, you know, he's going to fire a total of 75%. That's 3 people out already. So everybody's job is actually a little bit safer at Twitter, so they can sleep just a little easier tonight.
Well, they write this as if he owes them something.
Right.
And it's bullshit. You're not owed this job.
Bullshit.
You don't own any of the company. You're not in charge here. Elon's buying this company. He's buying it to make it better in his opinion. And it's his right to fire the entire staff if he wants to.
And this is the wrong attitude to take with a guy whose engineering mindset is don't have a part that can break if you don't need to have the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he removes the weakest link by making systems more efficient. That's how he's able to fire 75% of Twitter and make it run like he wants it to run, because Twitter isn't going to stay Twitter for very long. Twitter is going to get absorbed by a whole nother project that Elon's working on called X, and it's apparently going to be like an all-in-one app for anything that you need. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Again, I think I don't want anyone to get their hopes too crazy with what Twitter's going to become. I think it's going to be great. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have a level playing field, but it's going to be precisely that. So I would say give it 90 days. Let's see how things work. Let's see how the beast system's going to react, because one thing I see happening here is now the Department of Justice comes out and says Twitter is a risk to Homeland Security because Elon Musk has taken it over. Now we got all these investigations and blah,
they've
blah, blah. They've
already
blah,
hinted
blah.
at that, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So I would say, like I said, give it about 90 days. We'll see how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries to take Twitter down before then, some kind of mass attack. We'll see.
Oh,
we'll
you
see
mean
what
like
happens.
they did to the Post this morning?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But it's gonna be pretty crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to call and say what's up and tell you you're awesome.
Oh, well,
and
thank you.
I think that this entire thing with Twitter is gonna be hilarious no matter what happens. So Godspeed.
So far it has been. It's been really hilarious.
To Elon. Godspeed to Elon. I hope he does the right thing and sticks by his principles. And at the end of the day, I really think his main objective is just to make an advancement in mankind with the whole colonizing Mars or helping to colonize the moon, whichever comes to fruition. I think that's his main goal in life, is to leave that legacy. And the suppression and division that a place like Twitter was causing was a cancer that needed to be cleaned, because it really was a toxic thing for society. And I think he's trying to just give it a new image where people can actually come and talk to each other, and it's not set up in a way to pit people against each other like the algorithms at Twitter did. So I hope that he holds true and fucking and is able to accomplish what he wants.
And there were so many people kicked off and so much censorship. There's nobody
Yeah.
to go against anybody else on there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what the hell? It
So-
was working out like they liked it, and well, it's like I say in this. I was just reading this letter, and it just sounds to me like as if they say, "Oh, you're not allowed to fire us because we're too important to the rest of the world." And it's like these people are nameless, faceless people who think they know how everyone else should live. Screw that. Or they're in charge of what everyone else should say or think or do just because they have the means on Twitter, which is not real life. It's still not even a tenth of the population.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, I love these pompous asses that think that they are in charge of and they know better than everyone else.
Yep. Well, we've secured, not directly, even if Elon is like, someone we would consider like a third party, right? Like he's not exactly a very well-known ally, but he is making moves that help us in delivering truth, which is taking back the digital town square that is Twitter and allowing it to be a place where conversation can occur, contending ideas can occur, and not this toxic soup and echo chamber that we had to fight to survive in just to try to get the word out because we can see the gaslighting and poison that the mainstream media puts out on there. And
Well, you don't even have to go that far
it.
with it. It's guaranteed by our Constitution and our Creator, if nothing else. We still have to make sure that we stick with that. Period.
Yeah.
You don't have to get any more complicated than that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
The government was using Twitter as a weapon against its own people. I mean, and that's crazy, but it was. And they were running psyops on any nation. They can throw bots and algorithms and anything into any region where Twitter is allowed and influence however they want. And I think that's been taken away from the globalists. And I think they're going to throw a pretty nasty tantrum over this in the short term. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm not on Twitter, but you don't have to be on Twitter to know what's going on with Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, but I just wanted to call in and say hi. And again, you're awesome. Thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you calling. And of course, don't forget to go and see him. You'll be on tomorrow morning, right?
I will be on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central. Yep.
Some rock and roll. I've been lurking a lot lately. I've been really busy, but I've been lurking a lot lately. And your music helps me get my work done.
Awesome.
When I'm not in front of the computer.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Laura.
All right.
We'll see you later.
Thank you so much for calling. You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Big shout out to 451 Actual. Make sure you check out his show tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock Central Time. No, is it 10 o'clock Central Time? I don't know. Look at the schedule. Look at Ruguru's schedule. That'll tell you when everybody's on there. I have trouble keeping track of my own schedule now. All right. I'm going to finish this letter up, though, because this is amazing. The threat to workers at Twitter's is a threat to Twitter's future, which actually, no, it isn't. These threats have an impact on us as workers and demonstrate a fundamental disconnect with the realities of operating Twitter. Yeah, like as if Elon Musk doesn't know what's going on. He probably wouldn't have even bought anybody that has this kind of a business mogul sense of his. I mean, they don't just buy a business because it's there. They look into the finances. In fact, like I say, this has been going on for a really long time. They threaten our livelihoods, access to essential health care, and ability for visa holders to stay in the country they work in. Wait. Are they trying to say that now he's hiring, or that he's going to be firing a bunch of immigrants that have to have a job in order to stay here? I wonder which immigrants those are, because they sure aren't doing that with a lot of these people that are just coming across our border. What a double standard there. We cannot do our work in an environment of constant harassment and threats. Without our work, there is no Twitter. Again, you can't fire us because we're the best that can be out there. The world needs us. We're important to the world. And And actually, just like 451 Actual said when he called in, I don't think there is going to be any more Twitter. That's the whole intention. It's going to turn into X, which sounds good. But at the same time, if it actually turns into something like Amazon, you got two companies now that may or may not be able to compete against each other. Nothing else available? I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Depends on what everything available means. We, the workers at Twitter, will not be intimidated. Wait a minute. The last two paragraphs have said that you are intimidated by this. So, double speak on top of everything. We recommit to supporting the communities, organizations, and businesses who rely on Twitter. Twitter isn't a guaranteed anything. It's just another form of people either A, talking to one another or advertising to one another. In fact, when I first got on Twitter, that was all anybody did. Come see my store. Come see my blog. Come see this. Come see that. This is little blurbs and everything like that. So yeah, it's a digital magazine for regular folks, if you will. And again, Twitter is still not real life, and it's not, it doesn't. Not everybody in the entire world is on it. We call on Twitter management and Elon Musk to cease these negligent layoff threats. As workers, we deserve concrete commitments so we can continue to preserve the integrity of our platform. I don't think he gives a shit. I really don't. We demand, that word's right there, of current and future leadership. We demand of you. Of current and future leadership. Respect. We demand leadership to respect the platform and the workers who maintain it by committing to preserving the current head count. Not going to happen. Safety. We demand that leadership does not discriminate against workers on the basis of their race, gender, disability, sexual orientation, or political beliefs. That's already a law. And guess what? You demand something that you don't do yourself? I think Elon Musk is going to have a little something to say about that. We also demand safety for workers on visas who will be forced to leave the country they work in and if they are laid off. What, they can't just get another job? You guys can't just get another job? You got all of this experience and you're so wonderful to Twitter. Wouldn't you be good at another job somewhere else? You don't have the wherewithal to sell yourself somewhere else? That you're this good in the communities and you're so important to all of these other movements and everything like that you wouldn't be able to get a job anywhere else? Huh. Protection. We demand Elon Musk explicitly commit to preserve our benefits, those both listed in the merger agreement and not, e.g. remote work. We demand leadership to establish and ensure fair severance policies for all workers before and after any change in ownership. I love these demands. Dignity. We demand transparent, prompt, and thoughtful communication around our working conditions. We demand to be treated with dignity and to not be treated as mere pawns in a game played by billionaires. Sincerely, Twitter workers. Now, it doesn't say anybody's name, and I don't see anybody's signature on there. Maybe that's the way for them to have gotten away with it. But I see if they did sign it or whatever like that, I see Elon Musk's first round of firing. All right. Greetings, you're on the air.
I demand all of you watch my show 4 p.m. Eastern Central on Sundays every week.
American Rant, how are you doing, sir?
I am living the dream.
Yeah? You got your roof fixed?
Nope.
No?
I have not got my roof fixed. My eyesight's failing me. Business is slowing down, but I am still living the dream, and God still has my back.
Well, that's good.
At least I'm not a retard Twitter employee.
Oh, tell me about it. Thank you, Badass Brad Allen, for the $10 donation. You get one of these. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Want to hear why they're so pissed off?
Sure.
This is one of the things that most people don't know. And thank you, Rougarou, by the way. I see you in the chats. One of the things that most people don't know about Twitter, the way that these retards have run Retardville, it's like something out of a backwards Dr. Seuss book. They actually let these little dumbasses pick how much time they want to come into work. So if somebody only wants to work 1 or 2 hours a week, they let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else does that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Google. There's a couple places that do that, but nowhere real.
Well, they're going to lose their cush jobs, basically, and, you know,
You're-
not everybody allows that kind of work ethic. I don't see how they're
Right,
still in
man.
business now.
Half of them sit home in their underwear. They don't even come into the office and act like a real job.
Yeah. Space Pirate Ivan says, fire them all. Yes, he actually has the right to do that. He owns the company, and they screamed and yelled about my private company all this time, every time they would censor someone on the other side or whatever like that. And now they're getting their brunt of their my private company.
Anybody that can jump off the roof of the top floor of their tallest building and survive can keep their job. That's my humble opinion. Do you know, Miss Laura, do you know what slinkies and lefties have in common?
No.
They're not very useful, but they are amusing to push downstairs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That reminds me of the that little skit they did on Family Guy when Bush finally got it to work, and he's like, Laura, come see.
Right, exactly. So, you know how a lefty puts in a light bulb?
Probably doesn't. He just sits in the dark and complains.
Well, most likely in reality, but for the purposes of my story, they hold it up in the air and wait for the world to revolve around them.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, I wanted to call in and share that with you and tell you I still love you.
Oh.
Jesus still loves you.
Yes, he's been proving that to me a lot lately.
See, even when you don't have his back, he has yours.
Yep.
So, everybody, times are going to get tough. Keep your chin up. Keep marching forward. We're going to get through this.
Brad Allen says that joke is for lead singers. The world revolving around them. That's not true of this lead singer. I've been called a bitch before, but I've never had anybody quit because of it.
Do you know how you get the bass player off your porch?
How to get the bass player off your porch?
Yes.
No, how?
Pay for the pizza.
Oh. I thought that was the drummer.
The drummer's the guy that just hangs out with the band.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. One thing you can always depend on a Reverend Rant is a lot of his jokes. He's got a lot of jokes.
I know. I'm terrible. So, you want to hear a dirty joke? I got a dirty joke for you. You're going to love this.
Okay.
Why did the condom fly across the room?
Why did the condom fly across the room? I don't even. I've got lots of pictures in my head, but I'm sure that's not what you're going to say.
He was pissed off.
Oh. Gross.
You're welcome. All right, love you guys. I'll see you.
Okay, thanks so much for calling. Make sure you watch him on Sunday afternoons and help him out with his roof still and everything, and pray for the people out there that were affected by the hurricane as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a great night. All right, shout out to Reverend Rant. Again, make sure you go see him on Sunday mornings. Oh my goodness, we've only got about 7 minutes left of the show. Of course, we read this thing, and it's like, my opinion on is the world can't do without these nameless, faceless twits that think they know what's best for everyone and is allowed to determine who gets to speak and who does not. Like I said before, I think Elon Musk found his first round of layoffs. Twitter workers, eh? All right, a little bit more levity. I always like to end on a high note, and of course, I didn't get to half of my subjects tonight, but that's okay because this is the way I want it to be. I definitely will have enough prepared for a 2-hour show, but this is your show for you guys to call in and tell the world what you think. That's why I do this. But I also like to think, I also like to do a little bit of levity. You guys will love this, and you might even want to follow him. He actually does some cool live memes. Little levity. I give you almost, this guy's name is Ryan Morrow. His character is almost Napoleon. Up. Greetings, you're on the air.
You're gonna have to do your levity too. I'm stepping away from my computer because it's lagging.
Ah, okay.
Hey, it was so good to hear AC. You doggone. Oh, dude.
You ranting Reverend Jew.
Ya.
You ranting Reverend Jew.
Hey,
Okay.
I just want to let you know, if anybody wants some apple brandy recipe, I've been working on mine since October, and I just strained it and poured it, and holy crap, I got some apple brandy going.
Party
So
at Excess.
Yeah, I might have to put the recipe out there, eh?
Yeah. That sounds good.
But I wanted to say I love you, and it was so good. I wanted to say to AC, and I messaged him that it was really good to hear from him, and that I'm glad that he and his dad and everything are doing okay. Hey, if you guys can send a little bit of love to AC, that'd be great, because he's taking care of his dad as well. They're at the homestead, so that'd be great. But hey, if you want that apple brandy recipe, I got it from Doug and Stacy. Oh, dude, Doug and Stacy on the YouTubes, and yeah, it works.
Sweet people.
I've been brewing it and whatnot, and not really brewing it. You just gotta put it in a thing and stir it and feed it and whatever. And
where are you from
again? I strained it tonight, and I went, "Holy shit, that's alcohol."
Yep. Oh yeah, brandy, of course.
It's
yeah.
hooch.
Limited.
It's hooch.
Brad Allen wants to know, are you from Canada? No, I think she's close though, right? North Dakota.
Oh, hey now. I grew up in Michigan. I lived in Minnesota, and I live in South Dakota now.
There's the accent,
But,
Minnesota.
I've been all over the country, but whatever. Yeah, I lived in Canada, so shut up. Making the hooch. Making
hooch. Making hooch. Yeah, definitely drop that. Definitely drop that recipe on everyone.
Dude. I mean, if you can get the apples and you're making apple fillings for your pies, take that stuff and put it in jars and with some filtered water and a little bit of sugar and raisins. Feed it, stir it, and in a couple of weeks, you got some damn hooch. Seriously.
Like I said, party at limited access.
It's pretty good. All right. I love you, bunches. I love you, AC. Hey, mwah. Love your brother. I love you too, Laura.
Okay, well, thank you.
I'll send you some more stuff. I wish I could send you some hooch, but I think they would arrest me.
I don't know. It depends on how you pack it, I guess.
I think they would arrest me for sending you hooch.
Send me the recipe. I'll try to make it myself. I taught myself how to make some pickles the other day, and I'm very, very happy with them. mladysky2@gmail.com. Anybody wants the recipe, send me your
email address, and I'll send you the recipe. It's
Okay.
really easy.
Well, my email address is
All right,
scrolling
love you
across the
guys.
bottom here, so send it to me. I'll pass it on.
Mwah. Love you bunches.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, I know somebody's going to get drunk this weekend. All right, back to the levity. This guy is hilarious. You may want to actually follow him. Again, his name is Ryan Morrow. He is his account, I believe, is Almost Napoleon. This is hilarious, and this is you can't miss out on some of his live memes. Check this out.
Whose adult diaper is this? It smells like crap.
I believe it's my duty.
Figures.
One more
Whose
time.
adult diaper is this? It smells like crap.
I believe it's my duty.
Figures.
I thought that was hilarious. Like I say, if you want, go and follow him. He's got a few hilarious things, especially about Biden, but also too, if you like Napoleon Dynamite, this guy is the bomb. And of course, you always know this is another reason why they try to take away humor from us and everything like that too, because laughter is the best medicine. If you're laughing at stuff, you're not crying about it, you're not complaining about it, you're not bitching about it, you're happy. And they don't want you to be happy. Okay, I was going to go into the Wakanda video where the chick says don't go see Wakanda. I didn't have any plans on going seeing it anyway. Let's see how well they do without the majority audience. You know, we want to come and love your stuff. We want to come and be with you and everything like that, but you just insist on us, on shunning us, telling us go away. All right, bye. I didn't want to put it this way. At this point, excuse me. At this point, I wouldn't go and see your movie if you paid me to review it. You can go take it up with my supervisor. How about that? Let's see. Not to mention the fact that she only told white people that they couldn't come see it. The white people have to pay for people's tickets now and to go stand out in the front of the theater and guard the black people against any other white people that might want to go and see the movie. I say Marvel, go fuck yourself. If you take that stance the same as whoever this person is that's supposedly some influencer that's telling white people what to do again, and the way that she treats it also too is that, our allies, like she doesn't believe that that's the case either. So fuck her. Let her. You're on your own, bitch. I didn't hear her say that to Chinese, Japanese, Saudis, Hispanics, Eastern Indians, or anyone else. But I guess they're okay. I guess they can go see the movie if they want to. Just white allies have to protect everyone else's rights to go see this movie. I hope everyone's paying attention to shit like this. It almost sounds like they want the allies to be... I forget the word. Let's see. It starts with an S... ends in an E. I think you guys might know what I'm talking about. All right. Of course, I missed out also too that poor schmuck that got beat up. Marco Rubio's campaigner got beat up. Immediately, they tried to start smearing him as some kind of a white supremacist or being involved in or being at some white supremacist thing like that. And then the police came out and said that this wasn't a politically motivated attack. Nah, the guy was just wearing a Rubio shirt and a DeSantis hat and going out and passing out flyers for his candidates. But nah, they said that Republicans aren't allowed in their neighborhood. But this wasn't political. Unless, of course, you count those that you've been voting for all these years that have made you this dependent and hateful of your fellow man that just happens to allegedly not agree with you on some aspects of life. All right. You also, too, another person that keeps telling us what we're going to do or speaking for us, especially for the next 2 years, is Hillary Clinton. I wish she would go away, but I guarantee you we're probably going to be looking at another rematch. or a rematch. We're going to be looking at a rematch. There's no way they're going to put Biden in there. In fact, he's already backtracking and everything on the fact that he said that he was going to run again. He's been all gung-ho for running again. And this last video, this last interview that he had, he was like, well, you know, if I think it's the right thing to do, and, you know, it's my plan, but... So, yeah, don't be surprised if we have a rematch. It's no wonder they call it the definition of insanity to continually do the same thing over and over and over and over while expecting a different outcome and then having the nerve to complain to those who have nothing to do with it. First of all, this is America. Nobody cares that much what you do until you start to force it on others and to either accept your bullshit as your own, as their own, or else, or start excluding folks due to their skin color for any reason, or for any reason for that matter. Once again, I reiterate to the poor guy that got beat up in Florida, prayers go out to him. So, again, I'm so tired of being lectured on this shit that doesn't concern me and that I could care less about, that I literally, and this is where I'm going to explain a little bit something I've been talking about throughout the show tonight, I literally have been taking as much of breaks from the internet as I possibly can and as often as I can. None of this shit that you people are claiming is any different now for any of us. Reality is still reality, and you can't change that for anyone but yourself and perhaps other fools that might follow you for a while. You end up chewing on them or chewing them and spitting them out too is the minute they disagree with anything that you say or want to do. Even if it's detrimental to themselves, you don't care. And when you do try to change reality or force someone into your line of thinking, it hits like a ton of bricks. It will hit you like a ton of bricks. And most of you folks don't realize until it's too late that you gotta and are going to lie in the bed that you made. You start making everyone else responsible for your problems, and you'll see just how fast folks will leave you to your own devices. Believe me, I have experience in that as well. Even those who claim to be your allies. And I've done just enough here for the last 2 weeks. I mean, I've worked hard, but I've also been self-caring, I guess you could say myself, because, you know, just to be able to do my show here on Thursdays. I want to do more, and every once in a while I do more. Hey, some guy from Maine. Oh, thank you for the fire. You have to tell me more about your show, man. I know you had your show on the same time as mine, and I'm about to end so that you guys can go on to the excuse me. See how much trouble I have keeping up with everybody? They even switched it on me. Raynoth is doing the round the Drunken Rocky show tonight. They switched shows, like Freaky Friday or something. Anyway, I actually do want to do more here, but God actually seems to have other plans for me right now. Now that things are totally open back up again, I'm being led to do a lot more away from the computer, and I miss you guys terribly most of the time, but at the same time, I got to do what God leads me to do as well. I don't want to go against it, because actually I find that when I do go against it, things don't work out like I think they should. So I'm sure he helps me out with all of this too. He hasn't led me completely away from this, but I do take some breaks. I've also started noticing that my blood pressure is rising. Actually, it rose to my diastolic. Let's see, Monday I think it was my diastolic, and it's actually been rising quite rapidly for the last 2 weeks. My diastolic was over 101, which is not good. That's the bottom number. The top number can raise a little bit with no problem, but when you got problems with the bottom number, that's usually a problem. And the worst problem is the fact that they actually don't have a clue why it happens. So I've been having to do a little self-care. From what I've been reading and the things I've been seeing in my journal with my health, I've noticed I've been remiss on potassium, and I've also been remiss on getting enough exercise. So, and this job does take a lot of time in sedentary. I sit here and read. Plus also too, between all of the shit that's happening and the way that some people just accept and advocate for some of this absolute crap that is detrimental to even them. Just, it makes me angry enough, and I think that might be a little bit having to do with the blood pressure. Now, I've managed to bring it down a little bit in the last couple of days because, again, I've made sure to get some more potassium. My husband and I are now going on walks a little bit more often. I got to start off slow as far as that goes. But I also have older parents that I'm having to take care of a little bit more and more and more. In fact, situations coming up where I'm going to have to stay with them over the Halloween weekend, I believe. Yeah, over the Halloween weekend, because my dad's going to have some heart surgery himself. His heart monitor, his battery ran out, and they're advising him to do this as soon as possible. So I'm having to take over his music ministry for the weekend as well and spend the night and help them and everything like that. So prayers for my father as well, going under the knife again. Let's see. All right, so this is why you may or may not see me in the chats. I might say a little bit of something, but most of the time I'm lurking to get other things done. I am there. I am listening to you guys, and I do love you all very much. But don't get worried if you don't see me unless I tell you otherwise. The only problem I'm having right now is a little bit of hypertension. But I seem to be getting that under control. Like I say, it just took me I needed a little bit more exercise. I needed a little bit more potassium. I realized I wasn't getting any potassium. And no, I'm not doing it from bananas. Not bananas solely, anyway. All right. So, basically, I've limited my computer and my news time a little bit, just a little bit. And I'm with the artist formerly known as Prince. He had once told us that he doesn't believe, and I don't believe this either, because it would make it, we go crazy if we don't take a break and take care of ourselves. Besides, if you're not taken care of, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else either. And that's a problem as well. But yeah, I don't believe we're meant to take on the whole world all the time. So as not to cause a stroke or another heart attack, I'm starting to limit just a little bit more of my news time, mainly because I've got to pay more attention to myself, and I haven't been. Besides that, also, too, I want to remind you guys the holidays for a live entertainer like myself is extremely busy. In fact, I'm even working on Thanksgiving Day, so I won't be having a show on Thanksgiving Day, which actually ends up being a Thursday. I have to work. Not only do I have to work on that night, but I have a lot of, I'm actually going to have a lot of friends and family coming in after my parents come back into town after that. So, yes, I have to pay some attention to them as well. Don't forget to get me your stingers or your commercials or anything for my shows or your shows so that I can incorporate them into the show. I like how AC does it. I will do it just a little bit myself. Support everyone that you can, of course, on Rougaroo's schedule. And, of course, I'm still saving up for a good chair to be able to do more work when I do actually get in here to work on creating stuff for you. And that's another thing that actually keeps me working a little harder in here than I need to, my chair. It just gets so uncomfortable. And I literally, after a little while, for some reason, I don't know if it's the way I'm, the height that I'm at or something, I'll get a stress headache. I'll get a stress headache, and then I have to go lie down. But again, make sure to check out and support all the folks on the schedule that Rougaroo has so graciously keeping up to date for us. I think it's amazing. I don't know if I'd be able to do an interactive schedule like he has. We really do appreciate you, man, and I appreciate y'all. Don't forget about the Drunken Rocky show on Rayna's channel tonight, right here on Odysee, and I appreciate y'all. Thanks y'all for Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the phone calls. This is what it's all about, people. You guys get your voices out there. It's what I'm trying to do for everyone. And don't forget to send me your clips and commercials for mine or your shows. God bless you. God bless America. Until next time, peace, health, music, and love to all of you. Where is my thing at? And until next time, AMF.